I am trying so hard and I'm not getting the concept of living in the end. First thing I want to say, if that's you, stop beating up on yourself. The concept of living in the end is not something you have to force, it's a habit that you already have. And it can feel as simple as brushing your teeth. I'm going to clear up the confusion, break it down, and explain to you how you actually feel your wish fulfilled, minus the struggle, so you know how it is to actually live your wish fulfilled. Because it is. I know how it feels. It's frustrating. You're wanting to manifest more money, more abundance, and you're being told to repeat affirmations like I'm healthy, I'm wealthy, I'm happy, but it feels like you're lying to yourself. Or you want to manifest that ideal relationship, but it's another quiet night, you're home alone, scrolling Instagram and seeing happy couples, and the silence and the loneliness you're feeling is deafening. This is where I was getting it wrong, and probably you are too. I was trying to fight my current reality by forcing emotions, but that constant battle is frustrating, it's draining. And if it was for me, it probably is for you too. Here's a shift. Living in the end isn't about forcing an emotion. It's about assuming a new state of being. I know, what does that mean? It's not about manufacturing happiness on command. It's about that quiet, calm, confident knowing that what I want is already a done deal. And just so you know, that feeling of the wish fulfilled isn't bouncing off the wall joy. More than often, it's just calm, quiet relief. Let me give you an example. Think of something that you wanted, say, 2 years ago that you have right now. Could be your current job, could be your relationship, could be your phone, could be an outfit, could be to go to a certain concert, whatever it is. Think of it. Now that you have that thing, you do not walk around every single day in a state of euphoria because you have it. No, usually you walk around with a calm confidence. And if you're doing it right, gratitude that you have that thing because it's already yours. That is a feeling of living in the end. Simple. Neville Goddard's core teaching is this: you must think from the end, not obsess off the end. Obsessing off the end would be you planting a seed, pacing the floor, walking over it, looking down, wondering when it's going to grow, how long it's going to take, why isn't it showing up, all these doubts and fears. And maybe you get so anxious that you dig it up, defeating the process. That is obsessing off the end. Now, given the same scenario, if I were to tell you to think from the end, you would plant the seed, you would cover it with soil, you'd water your seed, but then you'd walk away with a calm trust, knowing that the planting is done and therefore the harvest is a natural consequence. This would not be you pretending. This is just a calm knowing that the next logical step is the fruit of your labor. That is living in the end. So how do we do this without the struggle? We make it as ordinary as brushing our teeth. When we brush our teeth, we do not get hyped up about it. We go to the bathroom, we brush our teeth for a few minutes, we floss, we trust that it's enough, and we move on with our day. That's the same thing with this process, and that's the same energy we're bringing to this. Here are the steps of the practice. Pause the video, grab a pen and paper. Step one. I want you to get really clear on what is it that you really want and the emotion you want to feel. Because it's really the thing that we want. It's often we want to have $1 million, not just to have $1 million, but we want to feel the feeling of security. We want to feel the feeling of freedom to do what we want, when we want it, with whomever we want it. So I want you to get really clear on the things that you want and how you would feel having those things. If it's a person that you want to feel loved, you want to feel chosen, you want to feel cherished. Get clear on that. And once you're clear on the desire that you have and the emotion you would feel if you had it, I want you to boil that down to one or two words: secure, chosen, free, happy, joyful. Boil it down to one or two words. The next part of the process is going to take 60 seconds. That is it. So step two, you're going to practice this a few times for 60 seconds throughout your day. Could be when you wake up, could be when you're using the bathroom, could be when you're online at the bank. Whatever it is, you're going to close your eyes. You're going to remember a time when you felt safe or secured or adored. And you're not going to build an elaborate scene. You're going to sit in that feeling and you're going to embody the emotion that you identified in step one. So if that's security, that's going to look like you relaxing your jaw, relaxing your shoulders, breathing deeply, feeling your body expand, and you're sitting in the energy of peace. Because if you had $1 million and you had that feeling of security, that calmness that you're practicing in the moment would be what living in the end would feel like. And if the feeling that you're wanting to experience is feeling cherished or chosen or in a loving relationship, don't imagine a wedding. Just feel the calm and safe security of resting your head on a loved one's shoulder. Feel that contentment and safety rise in your body. And just stay there for 60 seconds. And when you're done, go about your day. You've brushed your teeth, you've not overthink it, you've done the work. That's it. That is the process. Okay, I can already hear your mind pushing back with questions. So let's get into it. Danya, what if I'm not feeling good for the rest of the day? Does it still work? Absolutely. You're a human being. You have a range of emotions. You are not meant to feel happy 24/7. It's normal to feel other emotions. It's perfectly fine. Think back to when you were learning to ride a bike. You felt nervous on some days. You felt scared on some days. Some days you felt confident. Just like this, the more you practice, the more you become it. And yes, when you first learned, you wobbled. But when your body finally learned balance, the skill stayed. It didn't just go away because you woke up anxious one morning. Just like this, when you assume it's done and you're living from the end, your assumption holds even when your mood wobbles. But Danya, what if my current reality was a complete opposite of my desires? Your current reality is always an echo of the old assumptions. For example, if you were to receive a bill in the mail and the bill in the mail were to challenge your assumption of abundance, your job is to quietly acknowledge it without giving away your power and remind yourself, this belongs to the old story. The new story is already done, just like the new assumption is already done. But Danya, what if I have doubts? Doubts are just part of being human. Doubts do not cancel your assumption. The key is to let them pass by. Imagine that doubts are tiny leaves in the river of life. They're floating by. You see them, you don't jump in to fight them, you let them pass, and you just quietly return to the knowing that it is already done. If you remember anything from this video, let it be this. The feeling of the wish fulfilled, 9 times out of 10, is relief. Think about the last time you lost something important like your keys. You were frantic, your heart was racing, you were anxious, you were searching for it. And the moment you found those keys, what is that feeling that washed over you? Full body relief. Let that feeling be what you embody when you imagine the wish fulfilled. And that is a feeling you're practicing throughout your days every time you do that 60-second rehearsal. The feeling that it's complete, the feeling that the search is over, the feeling that it's already done. And that feeling of relief is 1,000 times more powerful than forced happiness because it's signaling one thing to your body and one thing to the universe, that it's already done. Living in the end was never meant to be complicated. It's not about pretending to be high vibe all day. It's about practicing a new state of being in small, consistent moments. It's about choosing the quiet confidence of relief over the loud anxiety of not having it. As Neville Goddard says, an assumption, though false, if persisted in, will harden into fact. Your 60-second rehearsals is how you persist. You're simply choosing a new assumption and practicing it until it feels natural. And once it feels natural, it has no choice but to show up in your world because it's done. If you're looking to be more intentional with your manifesting, watch the next video where I show you how to change your state of being faster and more deliberately. Thank you for being here. Love you guys.